I started off as a bluegrass musician, playing the bass fiddle and the banjo. And if you were born in Kentucky and you played bluegrass music, your immediate heroes were obvious and are obvious. And tonight it's my great honor, as much an honor for me as for he, I would think. We're here to honor J.D. Crowe, and I'm sure we have J.D.'s bio here on film. Do we have that? Can we see it?
Born in Lexington, Kentucky in 1937, James D. Crowe grew up playing the banjo and listening to Flatt and Scruggs, who were residents on a local Lexington radio station. J.D. often attended their performances, intensely observing Scruggs' style of playing. J.D. worked as a builder during the day, but began playing locally at night in and around Lexington. He toured with Mac Wiseman in 1955. And then in the mid-'60s, he formed his own band, the Kentucky Mountain Boys, and recorded for the Lemco label. In 1971, he formed the New South, adopting a more electrified sound. Among the band members were Tony Rice, Ricky Skaggs, and Jerry Douglas. Their 1975 album, J.D. Crowe and the New South, became one of the most influential bluegrass records of all time and featured a blend of traditional bluegrass songs with a modern style of J.D.'s own making. This attracted many new, young musicians to bluegrass, while still maintaining the interest of traditionalists. With the release of Live in Japan, J.D.'s band members had changed to Bobby Sloan, Jimmy Gaudreau, Steve Bryant, and Keith Whitley. In 1983, the New South won a Grammy for their instrumental Fireball. J.D. had a string of influential albums in the 80s, with the Bluegrass Album Band, reintroducing audiences to the traditional styles of some of bluegrass music's early masters. J.D. Crowe and the New South continue to play shows across the country. He is acknowledged by the industry as one of bluegrass music's most talented and influential artists.
J.D. Crowe. Before we bring the honoree out here, I would be remiss if I did not recognize the fact that my lovely wife and songwriting partner, Miss Dixie, is here with me this evening. And I want to recognize my table partners over there. Vera and Don Evans are over there with us. John and Katie Brader. John's a picker and singer, and he's fun to talk to. Rick and Linda Stapleton at our table, and we want to thank everybody for their hospitality and inviting us up. But most of all, I want to thank J.D. Crowe, because he asked that I be here and take part in this great honor. I was a disc jockey at one time and played bluegrass music, of course, and my theme song was a J.D. Crowe tune called Bear Tracks. Another memorable occasion is that J.D. spent my 50th birthday with me. And we were doing a show somewhere, and J.D. came on the bus, and we opened up a bottle of something, and I guess we had a good time. We wrote a song, and we wrote a song that night, and neither of us remember what the hell it was about. And but I'm sure it was a great song. But I dearly love this man, and as a Kentuckian, I'm really happy that. I'll tell you a story. They had a bluegrass festival in Tokyo Park a few years ago. If you want to know how popular bluegrass music is, they had a bluegrass festival in Tokyo Park. These were just the Japanese folks. And they had 135 bands show up. And that's just in Japan. So you can imagine how this music is around the world. And to know that one of the greatest banjo players in the world and a dear friend and a gentleman is a Kentuckian and here tonight, and I'm sure that he is as proud of this honor as I am for him. Give a resounding round of applause to J.D. Crowe.
Whew, it's hard to follow all these acts. Hi, Ricky. Did you see us up there? You realize that's been 28 years ago? 29. Anyway, this is great. Like I said, I'm proud. I've always been proud to be a Kentuckian, and this really caps it. It's probably one of the finest honors I will probably have bestowed upon me in my lifetime. And although I've had some good ones, some great ones, and hope to have a few more. But there's a fellow sitting out here that I want to give credit. There's one thing that I always try to do is that you have to have help when you're doing anything, and playing music's no exception, because you're only as good as your weakest member. And I've been very fortunate to have guys like Ricky Skaggs, Tony Rice, Bobby Sloan, Jerry Douglas, and just numerous ones, Keith Whitley, Doyle Lawson, and in the band, and it just goes on and on. But you've got to have that, and I've learned. I probably say I've taught them some, but I think I've learned. They've taught me as much as I ever learned from them. So but anyway, this is a pleasure. I appreciate this. Thank everybody that's involved. I can't remember names. It's that time. You know how it is. Get this anyway. But thank you very much. I certainly appreciate it. God bless you. And I think right now, I got conned into this. Anyway, I'd like to introduce the New South now. Dwight McCall on mandolin, tenor. I don't know who this guy is with the banjo. Anyway, Rickey Wasson, guitar. Harold Nixon on bass. Ron Stewart on fiddle. Give me my 5, boy. Hello. Okay. I recognize that, Tom. I remember what you just said. I have to hunt these microphones. Okay, here's one called The Old Home Place.
It's been 10 long years since I left my home in the hollow where I was born. On the cool fall night, baked woods full price, and the fox hunter blows his horn. I fell in love with the girl from the town. I thought that she would be true. I ran away to Charlottesville and worked in a sawmill too. What have they done to the old home place? Why did they tear it down? And why did I leave the plow in the field and look for a job in the town? With somebody else, the terrorists took all my pay. Here I stand where the old home stood before they took it away. Now the geese fly south as cold winds blow, as I stand here and hang my head. I've lost my love, I've lost my home, and now I wish I was dead. What have they done to the old home place? Why did they turn